Just like to welcome everybody to the Nightly News podcast. This is our fourth podcast since we've started podcasting here on the campus of Central Penn College, and we are so fortunate to have Adrienne Thoman, Activities Director here at the college, with us today. So Adrienne, thank you very much for being here today and spending your what is hoping to be a monthly return to the Nightly News podcast.
Thank you for welcoming me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely, and we're very proud to have you. Also sitting in with us today, we have a full house. To my left is Keith Gudz, a corporate communications student here at Central Penn College.
Hello, how are we doing today?
And we also have Yuli Sutedjo, another corporate communications student that we have here at Central Penn College.
Hi, everyone.
So we're just going to get right into it, and we'll be hearing a little bit more from Yuli and Keith as we go along. One of the first things, Adrienne, that I would like to talk with you about is just when doing a little pre-show research, I realized that not only were you and I both you and I both graduates of Shippensburg University, we were actually there at the same time. So that I found that interesting. I was there from 2005 to 2009, and you were there from right about around the same time. So that's excellent that we kind of share that. But what I really want to ask you is what sort of steps that you took. You did have, you come from a communications background, so you have your associates and bachelor's in communications. What was it that, I sort of went in a different path. I have my undergrad in communications, I did my master's work in communications. It seemed a little bit more natural to me. What was it that made you, sort of inspired you to go into counseling in your master's studies?
Well, I have to give all the credit to my college. When I was in college, I went to HAC and then transferred to Shippensburg. And when I was there at HAC, I was involved in student government and student life and was a student leader there. I was actually their SGA president. And I had an advisor, an amazing club advisor named Bones, of all things.
Interesting.
That was what everybody called him. But he really inspired me, and I think of how much my life has changed just from the experience that I had in my own personal involvement as a student. And it didn't add up. I didn't figure it out right away. I went and I got my undergrad in communications, and I loved writing and radio and all of those things. And all of a sudden, the light bulb went off. I'm like, wait a second. I could do that as a job. And then the dots kind of connected. I'm like, I couldn't think of anything else that I would want to do more than to be able to spend my career working with college students.
It's interesting that you say that because one of the things that I do here at the school is currently teach a freshman seminar class. And one of the things that I always talk about is a moment in time that I had with one of my professors when I was at Slippery Rock. And what ended up happening was I struggled, and I fully admit this to all my classes. I struggled my first year of college, and for the same reason that many freshmen struggle. I was 4 hours away from home. I didn't know anyone. I did well in high school without doing a lot of studying, so I thought, okay, that'll transfer right along to college. I'll be able to, cakewalk my way through college. And I remember one professor that I had, Dr. Laux, who I still speak with to this day, was one of those people that inspired me and sort of changed the course of my life. I think that that's fantastic. Do you ever think that maybe you can be that for some of our students here?
I hope so. That's really what the ultimate goal is. I hope that I'm able to, in some way, touch their lives, inspire them, and encourage them to do the great things that I see our students here. You guys are so full of potential, and we sit here and we see all the awesome things that you accomplish. Keep telling everybody, I'm going to turn one of my walls in my office into an autograph wall and make you all sign it. So that way, when you're all off doing the amazing things that we know you're going to do, I'll be able to say, yeah, I got Yuli's signature right here. I got her autograph, right?
Yeah.
So, Adrienne, can you just explain, you've been with Central Penn since 2012, so you're almost coming up on your 4-year anniversary. I just celebrated my 3 years, so we came in right around the same time. Can you explain how you originally got involved with Central Penn? I know that you came from admissions. Can you explain maybe how the path was that you ended up where you are today?
It's funny, career paths are unique, and they always end up taking you exactly where you need to be. I was actually working at I was working at Hack. I was in a part-time position doing multicultural programming there. But really looking, I just finished all my internships with grad school and was looking for something full-time. And I had taken a position in marketing thinking, I'll wait it out. That'll be a great fit until a full-time option became available. And I realized, immediately that I really missed, I love marketing. I had a great team there, and I really missed the students. And I knew right away, I'm like, I need something that's going to give me that student interaction. And it just so happened that I saw the post here, and I had a couple of other people that I was friends with and connections that I was able to kind of say, hey, what's the deal with Central Penn, and what was this position going to be like? And I ended up applying, and of course I was interviewed by Rebecca Bowman and Kelly Fox, and of course loved them both immediately, and that was the start of my journey here at Central Penn.
And would you, without going into a whole lot of details about your job, can you just tell us what were some of the most fulfilling things about working in the admissions department?
In admissions, first and foremost, I have to say the team. It was very much, it still is a collaborative environment. The girls that I worked with and gentlemen there, Paul was still there at the time, really, really enjoyed connecting with them. And we worked together to welcome our newest knights into the fold. And I think that was probably one of the best things about it.
But obviously, recently you've moved to being our activities director here at the college. What was it about the activities director position that really spoke to you? Because it obviously seems that you were very passionate about being in admissions. What was it about the activities director position that really spoke to you?
Well, as much as I loved admissions, one of the things that I didn't like was I get to see our new students an awful lot right up until the end of the first term. And then you guys get settled and you meet everybody and you have friends. And then the admissions office doesn't get to see you so often. So I really enjoy being in activities. I get to work with students a little bit longer. Your entire time here, I'm seeing you and getting involved, whether you're involved in student clubs or coming to activities. So I have a little bit more of a time frame that I get to see you guys.
Well, and certainly speaking, I'm going to turn it over to Yuli here momentarily, but I would like to say on behalf of the nightly news here at Central Penn that without your guidance, we certainly will not have been where we are today. We've really only been here on campus for about 3 terms, and your guidance has not only helped us with help on the soup sale that we did, but also your sort of advice. We were lining up something with the senators over the summer.
Nice.
So you have been the most outstanding resource for us personally here at the Nightly News, and for that, we appreciate that, and we certainly continue to hope to work with you on a more regular basis. So,
absolutely.
We're just going to take a real quick break, and then we're going to come right back here with Yuli asking a few questions about what's coming up here, and Keith as well, in the next month. So we'll be right back. This is Professor Paul Miller, and you are listening to the Nightly News at Central Penn College podcast from Somerdale, Pennsylvania. All right, we're back with Adrienne Thoman, Activities Director here at Central Penn College. The second segment of the show, we're going to turn over to our 2 fine students, and we're going to start off with Yuli Sutedjo asking a few questions to Adrienne.
I've been here in campus for probably now roughly 4 semester. I think this is my 4th or 3rd, possibly. And I feel like I'm living off campus, so I'm a commuter. And I feel that I have asked many questions in myself since I'm a quiet person. And
Are you sure?
yes. So I have come up with a question that maybe that it is also important to a commuter to know, and also a new student, a new coming freshman student to know why is it campus activities is so important to students who live on campus or even not live on campus.
Well, certainly you come to college because you're going to learn amazing things in the classroom, right? Well, I would like to propose that you can learn equally amazing things outside of the classroom too. So by getting involved in student clubs, you're going to learn how to work as a team, how to run a meeting, maybe how to do a team project, how to plan an event on campus. Maybe you're learning how to fundraise. All those things are skills that you can learn within your student involvement. Plus, if you're a new student, it's a great way to make friends, connect with other people, get to know your college. And studies actually show that students that are involved on campus, be it through clubs or activities or even being a student worker, they actually are more connected to their college, they have a better college experience, they even get better grades.
Yeah, and I also heard that they can put their part in club to put it in their resume too?
Absolutely.
You know, I just want to interject here. We had our very first podcast was with Steve Hassinger from Career Services, and one of the things that he kept coming back to was the importance of being involved in campus activities, specifically clubs. A lot of our clubs are very close-knit, and you have opportunities to get board positions within the clubs. That certainly can transfer to your resume as well. So that was something a throwback to an earlier podcast there.
That led to my next question, which is how did you see some students get involved in the activities, and then what have you done to increase student involvement so that everyone can come and attend and join the activities?
Well, we always want to get as many students as possible involved in activities and in clubs. So we do things like the club fair that target all of our newer students to get them involved. We do the activities calendar, things like Student Central, flyers, Facebook, social media. All those things are things that naturally happen to help to promote events. A new thing that we're doing is we have created an activities advisory board. It's going to function kind of like a club, but they are going to help to plan and fill this monthly calendar that we have. So we're really excited to have students kind of taking the lead and having a more active role in activities that are happening here on campus.
So is student gonna be able to say, oh, I have this idea, can you put this, and work together to put it in the calendar so that everyone can
Absolutely. So it'll be a kind of like a team that they'll, you have an idea, you and Keith will say, you and Keith join. You'll bring the idea, and you and Keith will kind of talk out, well, I think it'd be great if we did this, and what if we do it here, and what date works best. So you guys would help to talk out. I'd be there to support you, but you guys would talk out all the logistics, and day of event, you'll be running the show, hopefully, right?
Yeah, sure.
Today is the first meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So before that, since now you're going to involve more students, but before that, how did you pick up the activities that you have put in the calendar so that students can enjoy? How did you do it, and then what kind of idea that you bring to get?
We try to get ideas from everywhere. So I get, certainly there are businesses and organizations and fun things to do that come into me that are sending emails and trying to connect to me about this would be a great idea. We look at what other colleges are doing and see what they think might be fun. I have a lot of students that actually walk in and are like, hey, we're a small campus, which one of the benefits of that is that students can walk right into the activities office and say, you know what, I think it's time we go roller skating. And then, okay, let's put it on the calendar. So the students actually have a lot of input, and even now, into what gets put on the calendar.
That's nice to hear that. And then I also want to mention about the shuttle that we have in our school. I believe that shuttle is a good thing, because sometimes I heard from a student that, oh, I don't know where to go, I don't know how to get a certain direction to a mall or something like that. And then I also read the Student Central that they have put a lot of about shuttle, and I believe that it's going to become more function well. And then can you tell us a little bit about the shuttle?
Absolutely. So we currently have around 1 to 2 shuttle runs a week. They're pre-scheduled, and they go to common places where most students need to go. So the grocery store. We're going to go to grocery store. We're going to go to have one scheduled for the mall. We'll have one scheduled for Target, to places like that. And then that way, if anybody needs a ride, they can get to some of those common places, get their groceries or whatever else they need.
Nice.
So the shuttles are, Adrienne, would you just real quick before we move on from the shuttles, where can the students go to sign up for these shuttles?
There's a link on Blackboard and the Student Central.
Okay, excellent.
And they can always just email me too.
And if you want to throw your email out there?
Sure, it is Adrienne Thoman at centralpenn.edu, ADriennethOman at centralpenn.edu.
So if you ever need to sign up for any of these shuttles, first of all, you can always refer to the activities calendar for where the shuttles are going each week, and shoot Adrienne an email or sign up online should you need these schedules. We're going to move on to Keith Gudz. Keith, I know you have a few questions for Adrienne.
Yes, I do. And one of the things is the common hour events. For some of those students who haven't been either forced to go to one or voluntarily go to one, what are they like? What's the goal behind
So the
these
Common Hour
hours?
series is a regular speaker series. It happens every Wednesday, 12:10 to 1:10. So you can always pretty much depend on every Wednesday, 12:10 to 1:10, something's going to be happening on campus. And there are a variety of topics. They're designed to be things that will appeal to the college as a whole. So they're not necessarily going to be specific, but some of them could be about intern opportunities. We had a mock networking event last term that was a lot of fun. We have trying to think of what else we have coming in. We have financial literacy programs, guest speakers, like we have Erin Davies coming with her, she calls it the fag bug, and she's going to be telling us about that and an experience that she had where she was targeted with some hate vandalism and traveled around the country to share her story, and that was a pretty interesting documentary that came out of it. Yeah. So it's always something. Sometimes we just have fun ones where we do free Rita's Italian Ice and music out on the bridge. And
yeah, and like I was at the one the Black Jew dialogues. That
yes,
that was very
fun. One of my favorite.
They were amazing. Did want to just interject something real quick. I know that coming up, I believe this week is the local leader series.
Yes.
Can you explain a little bit more on how you got some of these local leaders to come in and basically this is the largest common hour of the term. That's going to be Wednesday the 4th with Dr. Carol Spiegner.
Yeah, that's actually going to be a wonderful, I would definitely recommend, make sure you see that one. That's going to be a wonderful presentation. She's incredibly inspiring. But that's actually put together by our foundation office, and they're the primary sponsors of that. And, luckily we have some amazing, they do have some amazing connections in the community.
I've seen Joyce Davis come in. I've seen President Scalfaro give her local lecture series.
And these Jones. Really are, yes, Tracy Jones, we love her too. So certainly these are very much local leaders that, we're really, really excited to have be here on campus to speak to you guys.
And how do you pick these, common hours? Is there any criteria, or do people approach you to do it? Do people
kind of a combination? I've had some great suggestions come in from faculty members that have said, you know what, the one that we just had the other week was Gift of Life organ donation, and that came through because of a faculty member saying, you know what, I think this would be really cool for our health students. Could we do something like this? And then we add it to the schedule. So a little bit of everything.
So me as a commuter student, just like you, Yuli here, we both talk to people on campus. We both see the fact that people sometimes, they don't have rides, and they say that they're constantly bored. What is there, available locally for our students to do?
Tons. So I really think that sometimes it's about attitude. You truly have control of your college experience. Mm-hmm. You can make it or break it. It's not up to me, it's not up to Yuli, it's not up to Professor Miller, it's not any of us. It's really up to each individual person to make their college experience their own. So you're going to have some students that are going to look at this calendar and see, oh wow, there's so much to do. And you're going to have just as many students say, there's nothing to do on campus. The only thing different is their attitude. So I would encourage those students, take advantage. You might not know what an event is about, but guess what? College is a perfect time to learn things that maybe you don't know about yet.
Right, to go forward and to find new things.
Right.
The irony is I went to Slippery Rock University for my undergrad, and if anybody knows anything about Slippery Rock University, it's basically in the middle of nowhere, and the town around it was about 500 people, and I always heard the same thing there. Though there's nothing to do. And I keep thinking about, I loved it there because I made the best of it. I got involved with the radio station. I got involved and had a job in the community. I did a lot of volunteer work. I mean, it is what you make it. We also are 10 minutes away, and I know that the CAT bus is, there's only a couple of times each day it comes, but jump on the bus, go to Harrisburg. We are so close to a cultural center of our state. And pardon me, and two, hear some of the students talking about how there's nothing to do. I just have to laugh because I've grown up around here. I know there's all kinds of stuff to do if you are just creative and willing to try some things.
Absolutely.
You grew up here. I lived right on 2nd Street in Harrisburg. There's a million things to do. There's the Civil War Museum. You can tour the state capitol.
Mm-hmm. A lot of great local theater.
City Island.
Local theater, City Island. Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
We're within spitting distance of the roller rink.
And we do have field trips that we try to get students off campus too. Mm-hmm. Things like, we're going to go to Hawk Mountain and hike and have a picnic there. We're going to the Turkey Hill experience. I'm going to create our own ice cream flavors, which I'm excited for. But all kinds of things like that too, where we get to experience some of that local culture.
So what's your ice cream flavor going to be?
I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out yet.
We're working on a reoccurring segment where we're going to be doing featured events. So, do you have 3 featured events that you could possibly talk about now for upcoming in May?
I would love to, because I think there's going to be some big ones that I think are going to be super fun coming up. So for May, I'm going to give a shout out to our first ever. We're really trying to build a culture of celebration around our graduates. You know, that's what it's all about, right? So for the first time ever, and we hope it will become an annual tradition, for our graduates and their guests, we're going to have a Commencement Eve social and toast. President Scalfaro is going to be there to toast and celebrate all of our new graduates. That'll be the evening before commencement. So we're very excited about that. We are also, that's going to be May 5th. We're also going to do, it's a 3rd annual Festival of Nations, which is Friday, May 20th. Now that's really going to be a celebration of cultures from all around the world. We have entertainers, we have music, we have food. Our clubs get involved and have all these cool interactive activities that they do. So it's Friday, May 20th from 4 to 8. It's a free event. It's going to be super fun. So I definitely encourage everyone to come out. I think we're even going to have a fashion show there. So it's going to be a new addition. So it should be pretty cool. And we're also going to do, for the 2nd year, we do a very special women's leadership retreat. It's only for our female students, but it's going to be 3 days, 2 nights at Camp Hebron, which is in Halifax. And we do all kinds of leadership training with them, team building, we're going to go horseback riding, all different things like that. And we're really excited to say that President Scalfaro is actually going to be camping out with us this year too. So if students are interested in signing up for that, they do need to register before the end of next week. So,
and this is an exciting thing, to be able to get all these activities out in a different facet than, just bulletin boards and flyers.
Absolutely.
This is something that has a lot of upside and potential, and I hope, that we have you back many, many times.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate the opportunity.
With the Festival of Nation, that more community from surround our school can also involve with our campus.
Absolutely. We're going to have lots of community members involved too.
So hopefully on a reoccurring theme on the Nightly News podcast that we do the featured 3 each month. Adrienne's featured 3 for the month is going to be the Commencement Eve social. That's going to be Thursday the 5th of May at the Conference Center from 6 to 8 p.m. The second is Festival of Nations, Friday afternoon and evening, May the 20th. That's going to be all over campus. And finally, the Women's Student Leadership Retreat on May 21st through the 23rd. And Adrienne, you're saying a May 6th deadline on that? That would be next Friday. Correct. May 6th would be the registration deadline for that. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much from the Nightly News for agreeing to do this today, and we look forward to making this a monthly visit back because we think that this is a way that you can share some more of the things going on. Maybe next month we'll have a little bit more time for some of the individual events, but for now you've got the featured 3 to take a look at, and as always you can contact Adrienne at Adrienne Thoman at centralpenn.edu, or you can always check out the activities calendar for what activities we have coming up. Adrienne, thank you so very much for your time today.
Yes,
thank you very much.
And
it was a pleasure.
Yuli and Keith, thank you very much for your time as well.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
thank you for having us.
One final thing that I wanted to make sure that I throw in there is I am doing a workshop coming up on Tuesday, May the 3rd, Digital Media and the College Student. That's going to be from 4 to 5 p.m. in ATEC 202. But for Professor Miller, for Keith Gudz, for Yuli, Sutedjo, for Adrienne Thoman, this is the Nightly News at Central Penn College, signing off, and we'll catch you next time.